Now it happened in that time that Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Pontus, and Chedorlaomer, king of the Elamites, and Tidal, king of the nations, went to war against Bera, king of Sodom, and against Shah, king of Gomorrah, and against Shurnab, king of Admah, and against Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and against the king of Bela, that is Zor. All these came together in the wooded valley, which is now the Sea of Salt. For they had served Chedorlaomer for 12 years, and in the 13th year they withdrew from him. Therefore, in the 14th year, Chedorlaomer arrived, and the kings who were with him. And they struck the Rephaim at Ashtaroth of the two horns, and the Zuzim with them, and the Emim at Shave Kiriathaim, and the Koreans in the mountains of Seir, even to the plains of Paran, which is in wilderness. And they returned and arrived at the fountain of Mishpat, which is Kadesh. And they struck the entire region of the Amalekites, and the Amorites who dwelt in Hazazontamar, and the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and indeed the king of Bela, which is Zor, went forth. And they directed their point against them in the wooded valley, namely, against Chedorlaomer, king of the Elamites, and Tidal, king of the nations, and Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Pontus, 4 kings against 5. Now the wooded valley had many pits of bitumen. And so the king of Sodom and the king of Gomorrah turned back and they fell there. And those who remained fled to the mountain. Then they took all the substance of the Sodomites and the Gomorrites, and all that pertained to food, and they went away, along with both Lot, the son of Abram's brother, who lived in Sodom, and his substance. And behold, one who had escaped reported it to Abram the Hebrew, who lived in the steep valley of Mamre the Amorite, who was the brother of Eshcol, and the brother of Aner. For these had formed an agreement with Abram. When Abram had heard this, namely, that his brother Lot had been taken captive, he numbered 318 of his own armed men, and he went in pursuit all the way to Dan. And dividing his company, he rushed upon them in the night. And he struck them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the substance, and Lot his brother, with his substance, likewise the women and the people. Then the king of Sodom went out to meet him, after he returned from the slaughter at Chedorlaomer, and the kings who were with him at the valley of Shave, which is the valley of the king. Then in truth Melchizedek, the king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, for he was a priest of the Most High God. He blessed him, and he said, Blessed be Abram by the Most High God, who created heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, through whose protection the enemies are in your hands. And he gave him tithes from everything. Then the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me these souls, and take the rest for yourself. And he responded to him, I lift up my hand to the Lord God, the Most High, the possessor of heaven and earth, that from one thread within a blanket, even to a single shoelace, I will not take anything from that which is yours, lest you say, I have enriched Abram. Except that which the young men have eaten, and the shares for the men who came with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. These will take their shares.